Hey everybody. So today we're going to do an introduction on how to use the Shopify theme I developed. The first thing you're going to have to do is to actually download and install the theme. So let's walk through how to do that. First you got to find the theme. Okay, so if you purchase the Launch Strategy Planner or the Kickstarter bundle, um, it's going to be down here. So you just scroll right down past the checklist into the resources, and you'll find the Shopify theme here. And you can press, any of these links here to download each variation that you want, and you can find page examples of what they look like here. Uh, and then, the special offer page, thank you page, sign up page. So to give a brief rundown on this, the landing page is what somebody first enters into, and they're asked to sign up with their email. The special offer page is what says, thank you for signing up with your email. Here's a special offer, whether you want to collect like VIP deposits, ask them to join your community, follow on Kickstarter, or take a survey, etc. The thank you page is like if you do VIP deposits, it says thank you for your purchase. Do you want to join our community, etc. The sign up page is for a social media funnel where it's like, when they find you through, say, TikTok, your TikTok page or something, and they're browsing your TikTok page, it's a special funnel that says, basically just sign up with your email because they don't need additional information about your product. They're already sold on it and ready to sign up after browsing your social media page. Okay, and if you bought the funnel setup guide, which contains the Shopify theme, you're going to find it down below, once again, down below the checklist and the resources, and it's the same thing where you can download the theme, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so the next step, of course, is to actually, download the theme. So download whichever one you want. For instance, let's go into the gaming theme. We download that, and it's going to download it. And then we go into Shopify. So go into your Shopify dashboard. It'll probably, take you to the home page right here. You're going to press Online Store here on the left menu, where it says Online Store right there. Press that. And then you're going to go over here where it says Add Theme. You press Add Theme and then Upload Zip File. And then you're going to click and drag that, drop it in, upload the file. It's going to take a moment to install. And once it's done installing, all right, fine. You press this Publish button. And so when you press Publish, it's going to say, hey, your customers will see this theme when they visit your online store. Just press Publish, and that's all you need to do. And then it's going to hoist it up and become the main public theme that's available. To delete the theme, we're just going to remove these guys. And then, okay, so now that the theme is here, just make sure, so you press Publish, and it says Publish. You're going to see it pop up here. You press the Customize button to begin editing the theme. Okay, so now that I press the Customize button, we're in the Customizer. And so when you get into the Customizer, it's probably not going to be in desktop view. Okay, and so you're going to see on the left menu, which is all the sections and blocks. And on the right side, you're going to see the editing options. So if like you click on a section or a block, you're going to find on the right side all the different options that I have programmed in. So first steps first, let's talk about editing, sections and blocks. So like I said, you click into a section or block, you get the editing options on the right here. So for instance, with the hero banner, you're going to have a bunch of options here with the hero banner image. So right now this has the hero banner image removed, but say I was to do that. I think I got to load the page again. Sorry about that. Okay, so I remove it, and you're going to find, oh, it moved it all to the left. It's no longer centered. That's because if I show the image here, and then I click, see where it says image there, it's going to give me like a little screen here to insert an image. So let's like insert this guy. You're going to see, oh, now I have an image here. And then you can, choose how the image is stretched. So if right now it's set to contained within, which means it's going to fit the minimum bounds. And then if I do cover, it's going to stretch to the maximum of the bounds, and that might cause clipping. So depending upon what this image is, you may or may not want that. And so whether you want it contained or to cover the entire bounds, that's up to you and your creative decision. Scrolling down a little bit further, you'll see an image mobile, and so that allows you to set what it looks like in mobile. So like say I chose a different image like this one. You're not going to notice it change, but if I switch it to mobile view, if if I turn this off, now you'll see it. Okay, so this is force hero banner take up full screen, so you notice boom. And anything beyond that is gonna, crop it. So if I was to probably press a different one, nope, well, in any case, that's what that does. I'll get into that in a moment. We'll return back to that. Okay, so scrolling back up here, you'll see now the background settings. So with the background settings, you can set the background color. So if I was to press remove this background, you'll now see the background color. And I can change this background color here. 1, 2, 3, and these are your different brand colors. I'll get into how to set those up later, your brand colors, but let's leave it as that right now. Let's add that background image back in. Okay, so now you can add transparency to this. So what that does is it adds in the background color on top, and you can control the amount here, so you can see like it becomes more and more clear versus more of the background color. Once again, you can do that with a video as well if you scroll down here. Background video. Okay, but before I get into the video, there's a little bit more stuff I should get into here. So then you have a mobile background image. So that's going to change what it looks like on mobile. The background alignment is like, how it's aligned. So I believe if I turn this off again and remove this image because that looks silly. Okay, so now it's just the desktop image, right? Let's remove that too. And let's not show that image. Okay, so now if I set the background alignment to center, top, okay. What that's going to do is that's going to, if the background image is larger than the bounds, it's going to align it to, to the center, the bottom, the top, like of the little view there of the section. So for instance, let me actually try switching this up. Maybe I can get a tall image. Will that do the trick? Okay, this will do the trick. So if I now try to change it to center, you can now see this thing, the background image, moving up and down. Okay, and then there's something where there's another checkbox where it says fix the background image in place while scrolling. So if I select that and scroll, you're going to see here that the background image is fixed into place. Then background video, as I mentioned, you can turn this on and insert a background video. I'll showcase how to insert videos in a little bit. Let's move forward from there for now. Now it says border options. So to give an example of what borders look like, let's go into customize here on this other theme, and you'll see along the edges of these sections, I'm going to deactivate that. So you can see here on the edges of these sections, there's like this little boxy design here. And so if I go into the section settings, go back to the border options, now I can remove that image. You can see these things disappearing as I do this. Okay, so the borders image went away. And if I undo the button by pressing the back and forth arrows up in the top right corner, let's do that again. Back and forth. You see these the borders popping in and out as I did that. So that's what border images are. Text options is inverting the text color. So if I were to, let's go into this one, for instance, let's invert the text color. Boom, you're gonna see it went all black, right, instead of white. So that's what that does. I'll get into, so you can actually customize what those colors are later. I'll showcase how to do that. Scrolling down a little bit further, there's the layout options of thin column. So let's look into that real quick. So if I press thin column here, you're going to see, ooh, it got really skinny, right? So that's what thin column does. And then there's the layout of the margins. So you can remove margins or even subtract margins, which will push it up even further. Or add margins if you want to add extra emphasis and highlight that text a bit. Okay, so moving on, let's go back into this theme. Let's undo this back to the beginning so it looks really pretty. Okay, now let's get into one other thing, which is if we were to show this image. Actually, yeah, so let's redo this a little bit. Bring it back to the desktop view. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have extra options on the hero banner, which is the column order. So it could be either the text first or the image first, and that's just basically going to rotate these back and forth. And then there's the text vertical alignment. So right now, this is set to maximize the space between this logo and the button. So if I was to press top, you're going to notice the button flies up to the top, bottom, they all fly down the bottom, center is center, right? And then, if you want, instead of the left and right, so you want just the text to be centered, of course, you remove the image column. So you can hide the image, so if you just want it to look like this, but if you remove it, it's going to center itself. And then, of course, there's, you can center align everything, force all the blocks to center align, and then forcing the hero banner to take up the full screen. So we're back to this beginning thing that I kept messing with. And so what this will do is it'll force the section to take up the full screen. If your content exceeds the size of the full screen, it will crop. So like, it'll fly off and it won't be visible. So for instance, if I was to add body text here, and let's repeat this a bunch of times, you're going to find here that it's actually cutting off from the end here. And so if I were to turn off Force Hero Banner full screen, you're going to see here that there's actually a lot of stuff that was hidden. So if you're going to use this option, and I do recommend using it in most cases, make sure that your content fits within the screen height. Okay, so moving on here. Let's bring it all back. Wow, we did a lot today. All right, so let's go into the email fields. So there's options here in the email sign up section. So I selected a new section on the left menu here. I went from the hero banner image to the email sign up. Okay, and inside the email sign up, you're gonna find, the button text. So you can say like, reserve my invite or something. And you can see the button text changed. And then there's the heading text, and then heading below text, you could say coming soon to Kickstarter, right? And they'll add like a little headline below. Okay, body text is like, you could say join the community or join the newsletter and receive an exclusive gift, pre-launch gift or something, and that's like your text here. And then of course you can add in a privacy statement below. We respect your privacy. You can subscribe anytime by clicking here. And to insert the link, highlight the text and press this little link button here under privacy text here on the bottom right. Oh, you might not be able to see that. on the bottom right. So you can click insert link and then blah blah blah.com. And then once again, background options, etc., etc. So going back to the left here. Yeah, okay. So, and then, there's these different things here. All right, so let's get into using video. So you can see here that there's a video on this section. If I was to scroll down a little bit more, you'll see this one's using an image. So to use video, you're going to actually have to get out of the customizer. So click exit in the top left. And then you'll find here on the left dashboard menu, it says content. And then if you press content, press files. Okay, and then in the top right corner, you'll see where it says upload files. You press that, you upload your video. Make sure it's an MP4 file format. That's pretty important. Okay, and then press copy link here. Boom. See where it's like this little link button? Press copy the link. Okay, now you go back into the customizer. And back where, I said, you'll see this optional MP4 link, whether it's an image or background video, you can actually just paste that link in there and then click that. So you'll see where it had that, it had like a little pop-up after pasting it. You press that little pop-up. Let's see if, let me scroll down so you can see that. So I pasted it in where it says MP4 video. And came up with a little pop-up. You click that. And now you'll see the video back. You can do that once again with the hero banner. So if you scroll down here where it says background video link, click there, paste in the link, click the little thing, and then also make sure you check show background video, and that's so you can easily swap these in and out if you want to try and test what it looks like with and without it. So you press that, and now you can see the background video on the hero banner. Make sure your video is only, up to 10 seconds long max, 6 to 10 seconds max, ideally 6 seconds. Okay. Now you know how to upload and add video to different sections. Many sections do support video. Let's get into another little trick here. You're going to find under the funnel setup guide, if you go to tips and tricks here under customizing the theme, you'll learn about something, the non-breaking line space and a non-breaking hyphen. Now, a non-breaking line space is essentially, it prevents a line from breaking. So for instance, you see where it says mostly cats here, and it broke into a new line. A non-breaking line space will be a space that doesn't break into a new line. So let's showcase exactly how that works. So if I click into the heading, you're going to find here heading text 1 and heading text line 2. So you can control these a little independently. Let's just cover that real quick. And so for instance, heading line 1, I don't want this one to be bold, and maybe I want it to be like some other color. So you can choose the different colors, the bold text on each line. So that's that. But now let's go back to this little space here on where it says mostly cats. So if I highlight where it says mostly cats here, and then I paste in that code, you see what that did? It shoved mostly down to the next line. Let's undo that so you can see real quick. And see how it changed it back. Mostly is now on the first line. Do it again. Now mostly is on the second line. Okay, and so yeah, the colors and blah, blah, blah. You'll also see here on the very bottom right, my face is covering it, but it says force a new line between text lines. And so if you press that, it's going to literally force, so the first text headline, a dark fantasy RPG. Scroll here, you see heading text number 1, and then heading line number 2. All right, so we can force that new line by clicking that little checkbox in the bottom right where my face is covering. You also find an option to add a divider after the headline, so I'll insert like a divider. Okay, so that's how to work with non-breaking spaces and the headline block. So let's now talk about, of course you can edit all these blocks and they each have their own special options. So like, the button, you can change the button color here. Once again, my head's kind of covering it. But you can change it, the color, make it outlined instead. You see now how it's like outlined. And then you can like set the full width or add some extra margins to the bottom. You can center it. Okay, and then let's talk about adding new blocks though. You'll see on the left menu here where it says add block. So if you press that add block, it'll give you a bunch of different blocks. Now the available blocks for each section is different. So like a hero banner, you have different block options than a video block or the column builder blocks. So the column builder blocks is basically, every option. I'm sorry, the column builder sections. You get a ton of different block options. And then, so now you can add blocks. Let's talk about also removing them. So say you don't want this block, like this body text. You'll see in the bottom right corner, where once again my head is covering it, it's going to be this red remove block button. So if I press that, it removes the block. Let's undo that by going to the top right there. And then on the left menu, you can actually hide a block. So if you don't want to completely delete it, and you just want to experiment or turn it on and off, like save your work essentially, you can press this little I, and you can, hide it or unhide it. And then next to the I, you'll see this little dots. If you click that, you can drag it and move it around and reorganize your things. You can once again do that with sections as well. You click and drag it and reorganize. Okay, and so the next step would be, adding sections. So to add a whole new section, so we went over the blocks, and the blocks are like the little things inside a section, the heading, the body text and stuff. But then when you want to get into all these the big sections, you scroll down to the bottom of the left menu. You'll see at the very bottom left here, it says add section. You'll press that and you'll get access to all these different sections that I have planned out. The important ones that you should be aware of is probably number one, the hero banner, the email sign up, and the column builders. So column builder dual and the column builder single. So these guys, this is a column builder dual where it's, you get two columns essentially, left, rights, and you can, swap them back and forth. I recommend rotating them. So like you see how these two columns are together. The image is on the right here, and this one, the image is on the left. And you can, once again, if you click into that, you can set the column order here at the top, image first or text first. You also have like the option of your image overlap section above, which you can see how that pushed it above. That works pretty well with images like this. You can see where this big model, it cuts into the section above. That's because we pressed that special button up here. You can see overlap above. If I unclick that, now it's contained within the section. And then there's also a full-size image. I should let you be aware of that. And so that actually adds some margins around it. It'll become more apparent actually if we do that over here. So if I unclick full-size image, now you can see, it has like these margins around the image. Let's do that again over here. You can see now margins around the image. And then, like I said, you can overlap it with the one above if you desire. All right. So yeah, you should be aware of the column builders. The column builder single looks like this guy, where it's, a single column instead of two. If you want it thinner, once again, scroll down here, press the thin column. My head is covering it, but there's a thin column checkbox that you can press right there, and then you can edit the margins, of course, as well. And then you can stack these in different ways. Use your creativity. Uh, and then those are the big ones. Of course, there's more sections to be aware of that you might want to use, like a how-to steps or a slideshow of images or sponsors. The slideshow of sponsors looks like on my main web page, where you see this slider where it's constantly sliding the logos left. So for instance, if you had like a number of press publications or awards for your product that you got exposed, you could have a slider of the different logos that goes from left to right. You can use this creatively in a lot of different ways. The image slider, or I'm sorry, the slideshow of images, it's just like, it literally slides them. It holds for 4 seconds, slides again, holds for 4 seconds. You can see an example here on this other client web page. If we were to scroll down, wait for it. There you go. Okay, so now this is going to turn into a slideshow. You see how that went? It slid the image over. Boom. Okay, that's what slider is. The slideshow images is going to do. Okay. Then there's icon lists, which will have like let's showcase that really quick. So with icon lists, you're going to see here that it's like in columns, but if we were to set to the row as in a column, you're going to see now it's all in a row. Okay, and so what this is it's like, you can highlight your features, you can set the image like bloom, and then the next one, the image to, blah, blah, blah. And so you have like these highlight images that showcase, big features of the game. And so moving forward now is so now you know how to add sections, hide sections, remove sections, add blocks, use video, edit the blocks. The next thing is, let's be clear, switching to mobile view. So you'll see this button in the top right corner. It looks like a computer monitor. You can switch between full screen, see what it looks like on full screen, like a desktop, or mobile. So it's really important, I cannot stress this enough, to make sure double check what your page looks like on mobile and desktop. When you're running Facebook ads, 89% of people coming to your landing page are going to be coming on mobile. So it's imperative to make sure this looks really great on mobile. Be sure to double check your work as you go along. So now let's talk about brand colors and editing the theme settings. So on the far left, you're going to see next to the list of sections and blocks, it looks like a little paintbrush. And if you hover your mouse over, it says theme settings. Looks like a little paintbrush. Click that, and you'll see a drop down at the top. In the future, this might look slightly different as I tidy this up a bit. But you'll see theme settings at the top. Click that. The first thing you'll see here is the pixel ID for Facebook. You're going to insert your Facebook pixel ID right there, and that's all you need to do. Everything else is plug and play for you. Whether you're working with the lead pages for tracking, it's all set up. You just need to insert your pixel ID. Okay, now next is like the transparency amount on the backgrounds. So while I did showcase on the hero banner, let's go back to that real quick, is the transparency. So I just flipped that back on. You can see here I can control this transparency right here. However, for other sections like column builders, whatever, videos, the email sign up forms, now these are all consistent, and so they're all controlled right here. So the remainder of the transparency of backgrounds is controlled right here. Once again, header menu. font size. So if I unclick the font size, you're going to notice all the font sizes are now smaller. So I would say that large font sizes are better for entertainment products or things that are, a little less serious. It's generally easier to read, but if you really want to condense the information, put more focus on the images, or like it's a very technical product, or like you can probably imagine different reasons why you want to, but you can change the sizes right here. So I just flicked it back on. You can see the font size is much larger now. Then we get into the fonts, the heading fonts. This is using Avenir on the headings, Roboto here on the body text, Roboto, and then the buttons is Meriwether Sands. So that's like the button text. Scrolling down a little bit further, you'll see the text colors, the invert color, which I was showing you before. Like if you press a checkbox on an individual section or a block to invert that color, it's going to show up with the invert color that you select here. Once again, the heading colors. When you change these, you see where the headings, where you were able to select the color from a drop-down menu. You have the 4 colors. You have the text, invert text, heading 1, and heading color 2. So these are all defined right here. Then the button colors. So there's the button color, and then you'll see the hover color. Hover color as well. When you hover your mouse over it, it's going to change to that color. Then you see the background colors, background color 1, 2, 3, 4. And those are the selections you can use when choosing the background colors on sections. Then a little bit more on button settings. You can invert the button color, the text color. So now it's white, you'll see. Check that back on. Now it's black. Invert the button text color when hovering. So now when I hover over it, it should stay black. I uncheck that. It is now white when I hover over. The corner radius is the button. Actually, it deals with more than just the buttons. That should affect the column panels as well. You'll see they're now much more rounded. If you want really boxy, you turn that all the way off. Scroll bar color is like the scroll bar gray color, right there. And then, yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. Okay, so now you know how to edit the page settings, add the Facebook pixel. That's kind of the gist of it. All right, so let's get into the one last thing here. So depending upon, let's talk about the part where people sign up. So say somebody entered their email, and they press reserve, my invite or whatever. You want to get them to a thank you page that gives them a special offer. So let me tell you how to set that up. To do that, you can't do that within the customizer just yet. So you press exit in the top left to go back to here, and you'll see where it says online store on the left menu of the Shopify dashboard where it says pages. Click pages right there. Pages. Okay, and then we're going to press add page. And under add page, we're going to do like community or something. So say we want to drive community members. Let me give a brief rundown actually real quick. So there's a couple of different goals here. You'll see in the funnel setup guide, under touch points and marketing goal. Okay, so you're going to see here where we talk, there's like Kickstarter followers, community members, VIP deposit reservations. So depending upon what you want to drive, you're not locked into any one of these. So say you first start out, you want to drive Kickstarter followers. You optimize your landing page, your ads, it's all going great. Now you want to build more community members, so you swap out the special offer page for a different one to drive more community members. Okay, so let's go about how to actually technically do that. So like I said, you go in, you add the page, you type in the title, whatever you want the title, doesn't matter. Make sure it's set to visible. Okay, now this is important. This is the key. You see where it says theme template down here with the drop down menu? My head's covering a little bit. But you'll see for this one a bunch of different options: reservation, subscription, community, thank you. Other is the Kickstarter follower. Uh, but so community is I might change the name of that one so it's like more clear. But community, of course, is like the template for joining community. So if I press save in the bottom right corner, which my head is once again covering, um, that's all you need to do there. Okay. So now if you go back into the customizer, so online store, customize, now you'll see in the top here this drop down menu where it says homepage in the top middle. Then you click pages. You scroll down to the bottom to the template you used. You see it says special offer community here, assigned to one page. That means it's all connected there. Okay, so then we can click that, go in, and you're gonna find here you can edit it. Okay. So for instance, with this one, we select the image where it says this is temporary. But say this said, join our community. I'm sorry I don't have a better example on this computer, or this uploader right now. But it would say, join our community. So you can see the text here. It says, thank you for joining our mailing list. Confirmation mail has been sent with a link to download our freebies. You can join our Discord for a chance to win early access key of the game. And then, then we set this image here and see where it says image link on the right here. You would paste in your community link. So it's say Discord GG / blah, 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 blah. All right. And then you just press this little pop up here that showed up. And it's okay, that's the address that goes to. Now you'll see if I hover my mouse over it, I can actually click it and it will take me to that web page. When you're done here, make sure to press save. Okay. And so next up is to connect the home page to this other page. So going back to the home page. So I'm clicking this middle drop down menu, pressing home page at the top. Okay, now we go into the email sign up form. So on this left section menu, press email sign up. Okay, and then on the right here, you'll see redirect URL link. Click that, click pages, and then click community, which is the page I just created and edited. Okay, that's all there is to it. Scroll down to the email sign up form at the bottom. And we're going to do the same thing there. Redirect URL link, click it, click pages, community. Boom. Okay, that's all there is to it. Press save, you're done. All right, so granted, when you load everything up here, get all your images, your text and stuff in there, you'll be good to go and hook up the page. Make sure you follow the Kickstarter pitch, which is right here, the Kickstarter pitch worksheet. You'll once again find that in the checklist. Number 2, make a copy and fill out the Kickstarter pitch worksheet. In here, you're going to find literally the layout of how to do and design these pages, including directions on, what to write there, how to organize this, how long should each section be, when should you use these things, for instance, so there's product specific sections, you might want to how to use or use cases, but that's not necessarily required. For headphones, you can't judge the quality of headphones just by looking at images and text. So you're probably going to want testimonials in there as well, or featured in various publications, whatever, influencers sponsoring you. You're going to need that to really sell it well. And yeah, okay. And then is there anything else I want to cover here? I think that's kind of it, honestly. So that's kind of the overview of how to set up everything here on the Shopify theme. If you have any questions, send me a message, send me an email. I'll be happy to help you out. You can once again contact me via email. If you got this through the funnel setup guide, you just purchase the themes itself. You can press higher services here and send me an email here at the bottom in the contact form. Or if you'd like, you can join the VIP club, etc. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for listening. Take care.